Greetings, I'm Herbert Erpaderp, and today we're going to solve the mystery of what is in the Tamiya 48th scale Panzerkampfwagen IV Ausf H late production box. I'm excited to find out. There's a bunch of plastic, the first bit of which is the hull tub. This is a good solid piece with pretty decent detailing. I do like single part hull bottoms because usually they help keep everything else on the model nice and aligned. It's a good foundation. The bits on the sprue attached to it are weight holders. They hold the metal weights that are included. This sprue has a lot of parts. Some of them are pretty important, like the hull top. It's not going to be much without the hull top. There's also various turret bits. This is probably not going to surprise anyone who's built or even seen a Tamiya kit before, particularly their 48th scale range, of which this is obviously a part, but the parts here are quite good quality. Everything's neat and well moulded. Unsurprisingly, like most Tamiya stuff, this is well engineered, and you shouldn't have any real trouble getting the parts to go together. I have in fact already built the kit, so I can say that with some confidence. It's a pretty good build. There are mold lines, of course, and you will probably have to clean up a bunch of nubbins after removing the parts from the sprues, but that's not going to be a whole lot of work, and it won't occupy too much of your time. The detailing is pretty good too, about what you would expect from one of these Tamiya kits. Quite good detail, but nothing that would get a rivet counter excited. For your average modeler, like myself, it's perfectly acceptable. Another sprue. This one has various hull plates and supports for the shirtsen. There are some relatively small and thin bits here, but nothing too extreme. That does mean some of the support bars and whatnot are likely overscale. I've no idea by how much, if at all, and to me it's not much of an issue, though I'm definitely not a rivet counter, so your mileage may vary. If you are the sort that gets upset by that kind of thing, you're probably not really going to be buying kits like this anyway. You're not really the target audience. There are two sprues with wheels and tracks and other related gubbins. As with the other parts in the kit, they are really good. Neat and easy to clean up and put together. All of those kind of things. The tracks are, as you can probably see, link and length. They're about as good as most other Tamiya 48th scale link and length sets. At this point I've put together quite a few of those. They don't have any keying, like some track sets do, but they are pretty simple to put together. I'll show you in the build video, which is either linked in the description or will be soon. There are track links on this sprue too. These are spare links. Other than that, this one mostly has tools and other small bits of doodadery. There's not really a lot to say about it. At least nothing I haven't said about the other sprues anyway. This sprue includes shirtsen for the hull, some spare track links, a few hatches, and nothing else. No crew figures here.
Oh, what are those, Herbert?
I don't know. The crew figure does actually look pretty good. There are no legs because he's only meant to sit in the turret, not walk around. I won't be using the figure, but it does look pretty good. Earlier, I mentioned bits of plastic that hold weights, and here are those weights. They are still in their plastic wrapping, but you can sort of see them. They are two metal cylinders, and they do weight stuff. And here are the decals. They do decal stuff. There's not a whole lot here, but there is enough for the two marking options shown in the information sheet, which you can see here. There's a bunch of text and some information about the Panzer IV, and something about Zimmerit placement, which I won't be doing. On the other side we find the painting and marking suggestions I mentioned before. They are of course only suggestions, and you can paint your Panzer however you like. My suggestion? Lime green. And finally, the instructions. Pretty standard for a Tamiya 48th scale kit. They often have this fold-out format that I'm not a huge fan of, but despite their being very mildly annoying to handle, they're quite effective as instructions. They're laid out in a sensible manner, and there wasn't anything too confusing for old Herbert, and that is kind of what you want in a set of instructions. Very good. That's what's in the box. There is one thing missing though. Polycaps. There should be a set of polycaps for the drive sprocket and main gun. In my case, there weren't. Sometimes this happens. The good news is the kit can still be built without them. So other than that, no real surprises at all. As I mentioned earlier, I've already built this. It was a good, enjoyable build, not too time consuming, and I think the result is pretty good, but you'll have to wait for the build video to see that. It should be along pretty soon. That's probably enough waffling from me. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the comments section below. If you'd like to watch me build kits like this one live, except not this one, it's already built, I stream modelling a couple of times a week over on Twitch. link in the description. Subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of thing. Share it with anybody you think might find it helpful, and if you really like what I do, consider supporting on Patreon or Ko-fi. Take care of yourselves, be excellent to each other, and thanks for watching. Farewell.